Peace and blessings. What up, family? What's going on? Man, you better see my boss. So, brother Rizza Islam answered some questions that I was looking for last night on his Instagram live. So, a lot of y'all got questions about tomorrow, actually, October 4th. I think that's that date, right? Yeah, double check. So let's just get into the video. I'll see y'all at the end of it if you make it that far.
Okay, I will be speaking on the 4th about this Wednesday. About 30 more seconds and I'm going to start going into what I'm going to talk about. So if you would like to join the mailing list and text blast list, which I highly recommend, click the link in my bio right now and click join Rizza or join mailing list really quick. Takes maybe 15 seconds, if that. All right, y'all go ahead and do that real quick. You have 30 more seconds and I'm going to go into the updates. 25 seconds. 20 seconds. For those just coming in, click the link in my bio real quick. Leave the live. Click the link in my bio. Right under my name. And click the button on there that says join mailing list or join email list. 15 seconds. Peace to my family over in South Dakota. Been following me since I was young. Rosa, I appreciate that. Peace to my family over in Louisiana. If the link doesn't work, click out of it, click back in. Sometimes you have to do it twice. 10 seconds, and I'm going to go into these updates. I know some of y'all are waiting. I appreciate it. And if it makes it easier for you, everybody just go to RizzaIslam.com if that helps. RizzaIslam.com. I was trying to make it as quick as possible for you, but if not, go to RizzaIslam.com. All right, we are going to go into the updates now. Peace to my family in St. Louis, the Bay Area, Honolulu, Hawaii, to my melanated family there. Those who are in Hawaii, you know about King Kamehameha, but a lot of people around the world may not know about King Kamehameha. Incidentally and coincidentally, where you hear Goku from Dragon Ball Z when he says Kamehameha, that was the name of a king in Hawaii, a black African king who used to call for reinforcements when he was fighting against the European. But anyway, another conversation for another time. First thing, I'm going to get this right out of the way because I think people need to know about this situation dealing with Wednesday, October the 4th. Wednesday, October the 4th. Wednesday, October the 4th. If you have not already heard, October the 4th, there are people saying, well, something's going to happen where they're going to send out a high frequency alert on your phone. Well, yes, you will be receiving an alert. That's for sure. Before I even go into anything else, let me just say this really quick to you. I don't trust this government at all. I don't trust them. I don't trust when they say they're going to do something good. I don't trust when they say necessarily they're going to do something that is not necessarily so good. I don't trust them. I look into everything that they mention. I look into it thoroughly. I don't speculate. I research. I gather data. I look at history first. And even above history, I look at scriptures first. It's how we're taught. Look at scriptures. Some of y'all, even if you don't believe in religion, that's perfectly fine. To look into scriptures doesn't necessarily mean you believe in religion. It means you are looking at the spiritual side of things, a higher energy of things, because you have to stop relying just on what you think is the reality of a thing, right? Lean not on thine own understanding, meaning you may not know exactly what's going on. So don't just lean on what your understanding is. So I go to scriptures first, meaning look at the spiritual side of a thing first, right? With this government. So Bible, Holy Quran, Dead Sea Scrolls, other scriptures, all these different scriptures from all different religions and different texts, they have points that they agree on, and you can look at it piece by piece by piece. Spiritual side first. Then from there, you go into looking at historical data. Now you have to look at history books. You have to look at what happened from this point on backward. Look at what this government has done to other nations, what they have done to other people, what they have done to other governments, how they have assassinated other leaders. Why have they done it? What has been the goal? What has been the agenda? Okay, resources, oil, gold, whatever commodities, etc. Look at it. Look at it. All right. Then after you look at the history, then you can go into looking at the current government setup, the current political setup, the current financial setup. Okay, you're looking at the finances. You're looking at all of this. You have to look at it all. A person who is intellectually lazy will not survive. I'm going to say this again. A person who is intellectually lazy will not survive. A person who is emotionally reactive and emotionally responsive will not survive. If you respond with emotion or reaction before logic, you will not make it that far. It's not going to happen. They bank on people being emotional before logical. So people who get irritated and mad when they see something, you're not realizing that you are being baited to be that way, meaning you're being played with on purpose because they know how to make people react to things real quick, real easy. They say something, man, Rizza, can you believe they said this? Yes, I can. They are evil as hell. That's what they do. Once you realize that the very core of this government is evil and wicked to the core, once you realize that, not every person that works for the government, not every staff member, not every person on the payroll is evil, but the very core and essence of this government is evil. It's purely satanic. Once you get that through your head and you are honest about that and you come to grips with it and you say, all right, we are dealing with a very satanic system, very satanic government. All right. Once you finally admit that to yourself, most of this stuff won't surprise you, number one. And two, you'll be able to handle things a little easier. Why am I saying all this? On October 4th, you have a lot of people saying a lot of things about what's going to happen with the phones. They're going to send out a high frequency signal, some people are saying. FEMA mentioned this on their website. Okay. The weather website even mentioned that, yes, a high frequency tone similar to that of an Amber Alert or other alerts. They all have a very distinct tone. When you hear an Amber Alert, you know it's an Amber Alert because of the specific vibrational tone that it has, like the certain ringtone. The ringtone you have for your wife, the ringtone you have for your brother, the ringtone you have for your friend, the ringtone you have for your daughter, your child, whoever's calling you. Okay, you know that because that's the song you put on their name in the phone. So when they call, you know, oh, that's my cousin calling because that's the ringtone. Amber Alert, we know that's the tone of that specific alert. Amber Alert, got it. Now, are they going to send out a tone that is going to activate? Here's some things that I've heard. I've heard they're going to send out a tone that is going to activate graphene oxide that people are saying has been injected into over 5 billion human beings on the planet. Why are they saying that? Because over 5 billion people took at least one dose of the poison shot. Respectfully, this is why you must always research before listening to people. That includes me. I have to research and know what I'm talking about. You should look up the things that I'm discussing so that you know exactly what it is that is being discussed. Not just, oh, well, Rizza said it. Okay, that's cool. But honestly, don't just say, well, because Rizza said it. Don't be lazy. Go find out for yourself. If you hear me say something, I need you to verify it for yourself so that you know for a fact that it is true. Not just because I said it, but because you went and verified it yourself. That way, when you're communicating with somebody, you don't sound like a parrot. In the area of study or in the area of education, a parrot in collegiate terminology, in college terminology, is a person who sounds good because they simply regurgitate information, meaning they copy what they hear and they just put it out of their mouth. Whatever comes in their ears, they just say the same thing. Boom, 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 boom. So they sound intelligent because they're only copying what they've heard. It's called a parrot. It's an actual literal educational term. Okay? Don't be a parrot. I'm not interested in you being that. I'm not interested in you parroting what I say. I'm not interested in you parroting what anyone says. I'm not interested in you doing that. I'm interested in you being intellectually heavy with yours. Being so sharp intellectually. Spiritually first, but being so sharp intellectually that no one can argue with you when you're doing what is right. Not for you to say, oh yeah, look at me, I know so much. No, you need to know what you're talking about if you decide to talk. Case in point, the graphene oxide, according to the vast majority of scientists that I know, that I work with and have been working with for years, have not been able to find the graphene oxide in the vast majority. This is why I'm saying, before y'all go here, I'm just saying this to you. I despise when people get out here, just like I'm sure a lot of people do, when people get out here making statements about certain things that are going to affect millions of people, hundreds of millions and potentially billions, like, safe and effective, like that irresponsible BS. And then it negatively affects so many human beings. And then it's like, damn, why didn't she or he or they take the time to be more responsible with what they said? The graphene oxide has not been verified in the vast majority of anything. I'm just mentioning this to y'all. According to all of the scientists that I work with, I just want to make sure this is very clear to you so that you know that you heard it from your brother. It has not been located. So let me mention this to you again. On October the 4th, Wednesday, people are saying, well, Rizza, I heard that we should turn our phones off. I heard that too. Well, I heard that the FEMA, Federal Emergency Management Agency, type FEMA in the comment section really quick. Just type in the word FEMA, F-E-M-A, FEMA, F-E-M-A. That FEMA will be sending out a text message. Yes, they will be sending that out. They're going to be sending out a message according to them. Again, I don't trust this government, but according to what they're saying, they're going to send out a message to test the emergency system, specifically so that they can make sure it's updated in the case of hurricanes, in the case of tornadoes, in the case of different emergencies, so that they can notify all of you. Do I believe that FEMA and the United States government and the Federal Communications Commission and all these different organizations as it pertains to communication are simply doing this because they innocently care about us and they want to notify us when negative things can potentially harm us? No, I do not. I absolutely do not. I don't believe they're doing this because they genuinely just love their citizens and they care about people. No, I don't believe that. Not even close. So let's get that out of the way. I don't believe they're doing that to be so innocent. No, I don't think so. Not even close. Next point. As I mentioned earlier, I heard that they're going to be sending out a tone. Okay, yes, so that people know this is the emergency tone. When you hear this, look out for a tornado or a hurricane or this or that, some natural catastrophe or some major happening. That's the tone. Like an Amber Alert for when a child is abducted, a young boy, a young girl, etc. An Amber Alert pops up with hopefully the description of the person or the car or the license plate and the child description. Boom, Amber Alert. If you see it in your city, look for this car. This many children left, were kidnapped, etc. Boom. Okay. The graphene oxide, people are saying, Rizza, that tone is going to be sent out on the phone. Over 5 billion people took the poison. Let me paint this for you really quick. 5 billion people. America, let's just start with America. America currently has less than 335 million people, according to the national statistics right now. Less than 335 million people are in America, currently, according to their statistics. All right, that's just over 1/3. That's just over 33.33333% of human beings of a million, right? That's under a million. China has over 1 billion. China has over 3 times the amount of human beings in her nation than that of America. India has over 1 billion. That's over 3 times the number of human beings that America has. You mean to tell me that everybody in China who took it, everybody in India who took it, everybody in America who took it, everybody in the African nations who took it, the ones that did, everyone in the European nations that took it, everyone in the Pacific Island nations that took it, everyone who took it in the different parts of the world are all going to receive a tone on their phone, including the people who don't have phones. And it's going to activate something in their bodies. Let me say this to y'all. You have conspiracies, then you have conspiracy theories. I don't like the term conspiracy theory. However, for the sake of this video, I must differentiate and educate and make sure we're very clear here. You have some people who deal with conspiracy, where they are exposing things that are happening between 2 or more individuals, organizations, governments, that are doing something evil and they're wicked. A conspiracy is a very real thing. Please take out your dictionary, type the word conspiracy in the comments really quick if you don't mind. Type the word conspiracy in the comments. Conspiracy is a real word. Conspiracy is not a theory. Conspiracy is not a word that you use when something isn't true. Conspiracy is the word you use when something is true. A conspiracy is when 2 or more individuals, groups, organizations, governments come together to do something that is evil and or wicked. negative normally. That's a conspiracy. When people plan to kill somebody, when people plan to rob a bank, when people plan to go and do this and do that, that's a conspiracy because there are two or more working together to do something. Conspire, conspiracy. Okay, that's a real word. I want to make sure we clear words here. Conspiracy theory. The moment you put theory, it modifies the definition of the word conspiracy. And therefore, a theory is a what if I'm not certain. A possibility. That's the theoretical part. So when you put conspiracy and theory together, you are now saying this is a possibility, something that I have not necessarily proven. Not necessarily proven. Yes, that's a conspiracy theory. Okay, so when you hear people who start talking, and I noticed this, y'all, this is the problem. I've been educating for years, long before social media, and there are a lot of people who have been educating for years, long before social media. The lines are getting blurred now because you have people who are speaking about things, and then they toss in a few additional things that are not necessarily true, and therefore they start to make things get a little confused here. This is the problem. I don't need to lie about the U.S. government in order for me to speak the truth about the U.S. government. So I'm going to say this again. I don't need to lie about the U.S. government, nor what they do, in order for me to speak the truth about them. It's very simple. You do not need to lie or exaggerate to get attention. Don't lie to get attention, y'all. I'm going to tell you this. You have people who lie to get attention all day long. In real life, well, I'm sure a lot of us know people in real life who do this. But I'm saying on the internet, you have a lot of people who quite literally lie to get likes, views, to go viral, not realizing going viral is not necessarily a good thing all the time. It depends on what you're going viral for. Seriously, you might want to be careful when you're trying to go viral, because a lot of people I know are going viral right now, not for a good thing, and they don't realize it lives on the internet forever. So, case in point, this October 4th circumstance, will my phone be turned off? No, it will not be turned off. Why? If any of you have an iPhone, your iPhone can be turned on remotely, meaning from wherever they have a computer station, they can turn on your iPhone using its individual IP address and locator. They can turn it on when you turn it off. As a matter of fact, if you were to turn your iPhone off right now, it will tell you at the bottom of the screen, transparent letters, and particularly it will say, phone can still be located. It will tell you that. When you turn it off, it will say that at the bottom. Phone can still be located. Okay, listen to what I'm saying to you. Please stop listening to people who make statements that are so out of this world. And I'm not saying so out of this world that it just can't possibly be true. No. I'm saying sometimes people make statements where it just isn't true. And that's the sad part, because now your job is to figure out whether if it's true or not. And that's the sad part, because some of us may not have all the information. I'm going to tell you straight up. If I don't have it, I don't have it. That's the difference. I don't know. I can tell you that. If I don't know, I don't know. If I don't have that information, I don't have the information. The only information that I have about Wednesday is that they're going to send out a text message to test the system, which is a part of a location system, a locating system. Absolutely. Because they have something that they are preparing and practicing for. I'm going to mention that part again. They are preparing and practicing for something, so they're making sure their alert system or locator system works, because this is the test to prepare for something else. That I absolutely believe. Absolutely. 10,000%. For sure. Definitely. They do not do things to innocently just help you. Innocently just help us. No, that's not how this goes. But what they will do, like they have done multiple times before, is a potential military drill. Sure. We're going to see, by sending out this notice, to see if the system still works as widespread as possible. Everyone got your updates, right? You do know you're getting a lot of updates in your phone without you knowing it. You are notified about a few different updates, but there are other updates that you're not being notified about because they're doing a lot of things in their mainframe, where they house your information. How many of you have the cloud? Any of y'all have the cloud? where you store your videos, you store your pictures, you store all of this. You have the cloud. Some of us have it, right? They made it convenient. Why? iPhone and Apple, the company made it very clear that they didn't want SIM cards. They didn't want memory cards. Why? Because a memory card and SIM card means you can take your identity wherever you want to whatever device. And therefore, you will not necessarily be able to be traced as good, tracked as well. And also you can transfer your information and data wherever you choose. That is a conflict of interest. If I want to control everything you have, all of your data, all of your information, your identity, all of that, I have to make it to where there is no part or component of this that you can take out that you could transfer to another device. And therefore, iPhone was very successful with that. There are no more SIM cards. iPhone does not use them. There are no memory cards. iPhone doesn't use them. And specifically the memory cards in particularly. Heavily. I have a iPhone and an Android for this reason. And a universal walkie-talkie, which all of you should get a satellite radio. I have one of those as well. If you're really about that life, satellite radio, you might want to go ahead and get one of those as well. So when people are running around here talking about they're going to activate graphene oxide, I want you to know the magnitude of what that means. Does it mean that it is impossible for them to do that? Partially, yes, because the graphene oxide, again, has not been located nor verified. According to all the scientists that I work with, all of them said we have not found it. We have not found it. And we're looking. So when I heard that, I said, okay. October 4th, they're going to test the system for sure. They're going to gather the data from what they test. It's going to send it out. Then it's going to come back in. It's going to have the data that it collects based off of how many phones are reached, how many networks, how many towers and all that. That's what they do for sure. I believe they're going to do that to prep for something in the future down the line. My specific recommendation, everyone should look into satellite radios for the future because they're going into a higher level of control with these. That I know. But as far as them sending out a message that's going to affect your body and turn you into a zombie because you took the shot, listen, your brother has been involved in this area long before the vast majority of people who you see talking were involved. When I see those folks saying things like that are not based in actual facts, that's when I have to pause and say, hey, okay. Y'all gotta chill. Seriously. You gotta chill. That's when you start getting to a point where it's like, okay, I need you to verify that. Don't make statements of things that you can't prove. So for those of you saying, I'm going to turn off my phone, I'm going to turn off my tablets, I'm going to turn off my TVs, I'm going to hey, turn it all off. That's up to you. If you don't turn it off, that's up to you as well. But I will tell you this. The next day, let's just put it this way. Some of you are going to turn your phones off. Some of you are going to keep them on. We'll see where everyone is on the 5th. Can we agree on that? And then if anyone got on here and said it's going to activate something in the body, graphene oxide, the hydrogel, etc., that's going to fry your brain or turn you into a zombie, etc. Okay, when Thursday pops up, you will possibly then be more logical about who the hell you listen to. I'm serious. I'm not even being funny. I don't trust this government. And then when it comes to being a revolutionary, one who is considered radical, the majority of these people talking on the internet are very soft. So I'm telling you, there's a point where you have to back up and use your damn logic. Because I've seen some people on here like, I've never seen you out here doing any protests out there with us, pulling up to no state capitals with us, pulling up to none of these politicians' locations to hold them accountable with us. But you're on this internet telling people to do this and that. Hey now, seriously. I really don't like that. I genuinely don't like that. That's my main point, because there are a lot of irresponsible people. Some people felt that I was irresponsible for telling people not to take the shot or to wait and research and make sure you educate yourself a lot more. I could give a goddamn about people who believe what this government is pushing. Anyone who pushes what this government is selling, I can honestly say should not necessarily be trusted, whether if it is ignorance or if it is intentional. You cannot tell me that you can trust what this government is pushing. There is no way. You have to be butt ugly backwards to be trusting what this government, especially if you are a black man or a black woman. And then I can say, well, even if you are a native, even if you are Mexican, hell, even if you're Chinese, even if you're Japanese, because most of y'all must not know your history. So let's go to the next point here. October 4th, Rizza, will you be turning off your phone? No. No. October 4th, approximately 2:20 p.m. Great. We're going to be able to see the difference between a conspiracy theorist or a person who is not all the way in reality and those of us who are. Turn your phone off or turn it on, or turn your tablets off or leave them on, or turn your TVs off or leave them on. Let me make this very clear to you. If you have anything after a certain year, if you have any type of technology in your home that says smart in front of it, you can turn it off if you want, but it's not off. Soldiers operate differently. So please stop. Don't miss me with the small time stuff, because I'll see a lot of people who are very hard on, man, October 4th, turn it off, turn everything off. But they were not as heavy when it came to telling people not to take the poison. See, stop it. You were kind of soft with the, well, you know, if you feel like taking it, I mean, it's up to, no. You're real hard about telling people turn off the phone because October 4th, about this message going out by FEMA. Oh my God. Okay, FEMA, the same FEMA who did what they did to our ancestors, did what they did to our people. I don't trust FEMA. I don't trust this government. No, I know there are agents watching right now. I know that for a fact. The difference is too many of you don't know how serious this is. So you get hung up on small things and make those small things look really big because you ain't really been through it. Again, when the FBI pulls up on you, when the government starts putting you on lists, when stuff starts getting very real, it is different. So do not insult those of us who do this work really with some small time. Turn your phone off on the 4th. With respect to anybody who pushed that. And again, do it if you so choose. Just do it. I'm going to be here, God willing, on the 5th. And I will probably come on this thing. No, matter of fact, I'm going to go live with my members Wednesday night. And I'm going to say, how's everybody doing? Y'all all right? You okay? Did your phone explode? Did your tablet explode? Did you start walking like this? Did your eyes roll behind your head? I'm serious. You got some of these people out here who just, they get on this internet and say any damn thing. And it's very irritating. Half of y'all got Alexa in your damn house talking about, I got to turn my phone off. Really? 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 If I delved into half of even more government things that you may not realize, please stop it. All right. So let me go on to another side of the topics here, because Lord have mercy, I promise you. You got these dudes who can't do one damn push-up talking about y'all need to do this, y'all need to do. Hey, dude, get real. I mean, really, just, oh God. I'm like, what is wrong with y'all? Rizza, you got to be careful because they're out here. I know. This is my life. I know they're out here. I know. Jesus. All right, let's go to the next topic here because these people are funny. Wednesday night, I'll be going live with my members in what we call Woke Wednesday. And we're going to delve into this. I think that is, 2:20, so that's 5. I'll be going live roughly 3.5 hours after the alert is going to go out, right? I'll be going live with my members. If you would like to become a member for the Free Thinkers Society, it has been cut in half for the membership. Click the link in the bio, become a member, or go to joinfreethinkers.com. Either click the link in the bio right now, become a member, or go to joinfreethinkers.com. And if any of my members are in here, go ahead and throw up that brain, that black fist, and type in joinfreethinkers.com. That is the website to become a member. I'm only going to mention that one more time after this because those who are my members, we get in it. We go into all of this. Wednesday night, we will have a very powerful meeting, and we're going to go over the review of why in the hell you should not listen to certain people. And then we're going to go into some real government things with some documented evidence in books, historical framework, and data, etc. Now, next point that we're going to go into really quick right here. I don't know if you have witnessed or noticed this, y'all, but there's a lot of things happening with America as it pertains to the financial system, as it pertains to the situation dealing with immigration. Shout out to the free thinkers in the building. Again, join freethinkers.com to become a member, or click the link in the bio to become a member. I'm going to mention this again. Somebody said, what's the best thing to do on October 4th on Wednesday? I was going to be sarcastic with my answer. What I'll say is on October the 4th, what you should do is live out your life. Live out your life the way you have done it, but be a little smarter about living out your life. Okay? Exercise, prep for whatever. You can go to work, take care of your children. You can read a book. You can meditate and or pray. You can find better ways of getting away from procrastinating. You can look at some solutions and things you need to put together for your livelihood. Look at ways to get gold and silver. Look at ways to get your passport situated. How about looking at your community to see what you can get involved in to change the conditions of those around you? October 4th, just like the end of 2012 in the Mayan calendar, just like they said, 2000 is going to end civilization. I need y'all to know when you're listening to nutcases versus messengers and people trying to give you the proper information. I'm not the only one. There's too many of us out here. But there are a lot of nutcases on this internet too. Lord have mercy. And y'all I'm telling you. And the sad thing is, you don't know at times who is the nut, who's the crazy one, because they mix truth with falsehood. Sometimes they'll say something that's on point. Then they'll slip in some nonsense. You're like, what was that? What was that? What the hell was that? Did y'all hear that? You know, no, man, he all good. You know, he said all the good stuff. But did you hear what he just said right there? See, it's hard at times. So I get it. Do what is best for you on October 4th, because I more than likely, God willing, inshallah, will be seeing you on the 5th. We will review, children. We'll review why the hell you should not be listening to certain people. Really quick, did you know that today, two so-called scientists, and I'm saying so-called not to disrespect them, but I'm saying so-called because of how crazy this government just played everybody. Would it surprise you that they just announced a Nobel Prize to two scientists who were involved in helping the mRNA technology to move forward for these shots? They gave them a Nobel Prize, right? So Katalin, I think it's a German name, Katalin Kariko and Drew Wiseman, found little traction with modified mRNA, meaning they were not getting too many investors. They were not getting too much money with mRNA until the CV-19 shots. Let me tell you something. Biggest gangsters, pharmaceuticals. Biggest drug dealers, pharmaceuticals. Biggest dope pushers, pharmaceuticals. Biggest individuals, groups, and companies that push dope, drugs, all of this more than anybody else, bigger than anybody else, more successful than anybody else. Pharmaceuticals. Caitlin Carrico and Drew Wiseman, they were very successful when it comes to the CV-19 shots, meaning they made a lot of money. They were now given today the Nobel Prize in medicine for the mRNA technology that pushed them to the fringes of the scientific establishment before it saved what they say saved millions of lives during the pandemic. You are a damnable liar. So let's make this very clear. Wall Street Journal, you are a damnable liar, just like the vast majority of all of you who are prostitutes for pharmaceutical payments. Again, I'm going to mention this again. You are prostitutes for pharmaceutical payments. Pharmaceutical companies pay the vast majority of all of mainstream platforms to make them look good. You are prostitutes. That's what everyone put in the caption, or pardon me, the comments. prostitutes, because I'm going to slap them with a very hypocritical, coincidental statement here. How in the hell did these two individuals receive the Nobel Prize for the mRNA shots, while simultaneously the same mainstream media, Wall Street Journal and others, CNN and all of them, were attacking two other scientists for a Nobel Prize winning medicine, which was ivermectin? So you gave them a Nobel Prize for these shots, but you attacked two other scientists for a Nobel Prize winning medicine, but that medicine would have prevented the need for these shots. This is where you are looking at gang banging gangsters for real. This was a money move. You bastards, literally, they gave people a Nobel Prize for these shots and then attacked others for a medicine that was a Nobel Prize winning medicine. Did you think people wouldn't catch it? Rizza, what scientists? Which scientists who won the Nobel Prize for ivermectin? What are you talking about? Do any of you know the two scientists by the name of Dr. William C. Campbell and Professor Satoshi Amura? This is Satoshi Amura here. Satoshi Amura. And this is Dr. William C. Campbell. These two individuals won the Nobel Prize for ivermectin, the very same anti-parasitic, the quote-unquote miracle drug that was given a Nobel Prize way back in roughly, 2015, I believe? They were given because of how phenomenal it was and is. It is considered to be a wonder drug. It is not even synthetic. It's from plants. But the problem with ivermectin is that if you took that, you would need no CV-19 shot. So these scientists had a Nobel Prize winning medicine called ivermectin. Ivermectin was attacked in the media so that they could then pump up these two scientists later on, which is today, to be given a Nobel Prize for the mRNA technology for the shots. Y'all, what? Tell me I'm tripping. Please explain. You are dealing with 100% hypocritical gangsters. This medicine won a Nobel Prize over 8 years ago. But you attacked them in the media, coincidentally after the mRNA shots were coming out, and now you give two other scientists the Nobel Prize for the shots that would not even be needed nor required if the other medicine was given to people that was given the same Nobel Prize. Y'all are gangsters. These are gangsters. Damn. 6 hours ago, Wall Street Journal. 6 hours ago. Gangsters. Gangsters, gangsters, gangsters. No, don't take vitamin C. No. Come take our shot. No, don't take vitamin D or vitamin D3 or zinc or any of that. Come take our shot. No. You don't need any of that, potassium or calcium or magnesium. You need any of that. Just take our shot. It's the panacea. It's the cure-all. It's the ultimate solution for all the problems you're going through. You're too short, take my shot. Hey, you too fat? Hey, take this shot. Permanent weight loss. You are too big-headed. Take the shot. Shrinkage. You know what I'm saying? Like, gangsters. I wanted to lay that on y'all really quick. I want to mention the two scientists again. So ivermectin, type that into the comment section here if you don't mind, really quick. Type in the comment section here. This is exactly why the mainstream media was attacking your brother. They talked about us and everywhere from CNN to Rolling Stone to Forbes. We made it in Forbes, y'all, not because of how much money I make, but because of how much truth I speak. One more time. We made it into Forbes. You got some brothers making it into Forbes because of their net worth and how much money they have. We made it into Forbes because of how much truth we speak against this government. Type in, Google it. Google Rizza Islam Forbes. It will blow your mind. We're in there. Don't matter. I count that as a win. We in Forbes, baby. Don't matter. Ivermectin. What scientists are responsible for ivermectin? I'm going to mention the names again. I want you to type in these names and make sure you write them down so you can see the hypocrisy of this government automatically. Satoshi Amora. Satoshi Amora. Satoshi Amora. Omura. Japanese microbiologist and bioorganic chemist. Satoshi Amora. Second scientist. Make sure you type these names in or write them down. William C. Campbell. William C. Campbell. And his Campbell is Campbell. William C. Campbell. Campbell. An Irish-born biologist. Dr. Campbell's insights into the realm of parasitic diseases were pivotal. Working with Merck Institute for Therapeutic Research, Campbell identified the anti-parasitic properties of the compounds derived from Professor Amora's bacterial strain. This collaboration eventually led to the development and commercial production of ivermectin. And of course, they won the Nobel Prize in 2015. Their discoveries were honored with the Nobel Prize in Physiology or Medicine. The Nobel Assembly at the Karolinska Institute awarded half of the prize to Amora and half to Campbell, recognizing their work in developing a therapy against infections caused by roundworm parasites. Their discovery of ivermectin and its applications brought about significant reductions in the incidence of river blindness and lymphatic, I believe it's filariasis, profoundly impacting global health. Their legacy stands as a reminder of the transformative impact of scientific collaboration and exploration. Ivermectin, as a result of their combined endeavors, has and continued to bring relief to millions of individuals plagued by debilitating diseases worldwide. By the way, it was prescribed over 4 billion times. They have literally made hundreds of millions of pills, just so you know. So, next point that I'm going to go into really quick, just so we're clear on these things. I don't trust this government, and neither should you. Next point here, the Ukraine. And for those of you who are not members of the Free Thinkers, I'm going to make sure you do this again before we hop off of here. Where does Brother Rizza Islam do his posting now heavily, and where can you get to see me directly live, where we interact and we can talk to each other face-to-face on camera? And you get updates on everything. You get a lot of perks. You get different things that come with it. A full membership, different classes, different experts, different people that come in from different walks of life and different arenas. Join freethinkers.com. Very simple. Or click the link in my bio. But that is my personal membership. That is where we get things done off of social media. Join freethinkers.com or click the link in my bio. Very simple. Ukraine. I'm going to mention this to you. Some of you may not have known this. Again, I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it right now one more time. Anthony Fauci had some of his laboratories moved to the Ukraine. Y'all need to know this. Anthony Fauci had some of his laboratories moved to the Ukraine years ago. Anthony Fauci is a crook, criminal, downright devil, a dastardly devil individual. That is a fact. His own people call him a devil. Okay, let's move on. The Ukraine. Here's a quick little piece of information for you. The Ukraine will not be holding a vote. What? Ukraine will not be holding a presidential vote. Rizza, what does that even mean? It means that the over $100 billion from America sent to Ukraine is going toward a totally corrupt nation. Completely corrupt. So corrupt that the leader doesn't even want to hold an election so that he can remain the president. Gangsta, listen to me. If you don't understand foreign policy, if you don't even know how to look at foreign policy, if you've never in your life taken a look at how governments work, not just the U.S. government, not just your local government with the city council or the school board or the mayor, or then even above that, the state assembly person, or even above that, the governor. And then you start going into the senators and House representatives, if you start looking at how governments work, many of them are different. But that man wants to now be, yes, a dictator, which means a dictatorship will fall in line. But that's after he was given all of this money from America and sent all the way to the Ukraine. Now they're not going to hold a presidential election. I don't know if y'all get this. That's gangster as hell. Imagine if Joe Biden said, hey, we're not holding an election. I'm going to be president until I die. You'll be like, hey, hell no. You'd have a lot of people like, hey, get him up out of there. Hell no. Imagine if Joe Biden invoked one of his presidential authorities and Congress signed off on it to where there will be no election. I hope y'all know that was a rumor that was going around in political circles for a while because they were not going to hold a debate, a presidential debate. And the recent presidential debate, Donald Trump didn't show up to. There's a whole lot of layers to this. So you need to know how these things work. But my point is, there will not be a presidential debate held in Ukraine, which means all that money that was sent from the U.S. over there is now in the hands of a man who was more so a dictator. And therefore, that nation that America has now sent all of that money, all of the military power to the negative effect of America. Why? Because this nation is very, very, very underwater in debt, which means it's going to trickle down to you and me and to our local neighborhoods. Gas prices are skyrocketing because people are playing games up top. Just so you know, has your gas prices gone up in your city? Have your gas prices gone up in your city? It has everything to do with what America is doing in foreign nations, from the Ukraine, Saudi Arabia, and its business investments and relationships as it pertains to gold and all those different things, and oil. Now, mention something else here really quick, for those of you who may not realize this. Congressman Rand Paul did mention, by the way, I don't trust him all the way, but I do trust the truth that he speaks, just like anyone else. I can hear the truth from anybody. He proposed to Congress that seeing how there will not be an election in Ukraine, then we should not give them any more aid. Don't give them no more damn money. Since that's what they're going to do, we need to stop putting money over there. Smart move, in my opinion. But let's move to the next thing really quick, because I need y'all to see some other updates of things that blew my mind here. Again, for those of you who want to become members to the Free Thinkers private group that we have, you should do so. Go to Free Thinkers, joinfreethinkers.com, or click the link in my bio. Am I on TikTok? Yes, I am. I am. I believe it's Rizza Islam IX2, I believe. I believe so. You'll see me on there. You just search up Rizza Islam. It's the one that has over 4 million likes. I'm going to go to this next update here before I hop off because I have something that I got to get done tonight. Okay. House representatives have voted to remove $300 million in funding to the Ukraine. $300 million. That's number one. Number two, there's a lot of people right now trying to audition to be the president of the United States. I'm going to mention to you, like the most honorable Elijah Muhammad said in his book titled The Fall of America, and even partially in Message to the Black Man, there is no wholehearted belief that we should have in this nation. I'm going to mention this to you again. There is no wholehearted belief that we should have in this government, not nation, but in this government, in the wicked government. The government is not the people. The people can be a government. But I'm saying the government that is currently in its position right now, meaning the White House, House of Representatives, Senate, etc., is not a government that can be trusted. So I'm mentioning this to y'all again. While you are doing your best trying to wrestle with the fact that, well, maybe we can have an election, or maybe we can vote this person in or vote that person out, etc., etc. I'm going to say this to y'all bluntly again. This system is not designed to benefit us in the way that we want. It's not designed to benefit us in the way that we want. And because of that, we have to come to grips with it. We have to rely on ourselves as a collective. We have to. There is no other way. I'm not interested in voting in another person to potentially do what is right. Now, For the presidential election, some of you are going to vote. Sure. You do you. Some of you are like, man, I'm going to vote in Robert F. Kennedy. Some of you are like, man, I'm going to vote in Donald Trump if he's able to run. Some of you are like, man, I'm going to vote in, I don't know, DeSantis. Some of y'all, I don't even know, whatever. That's up to you. That is up to you. I personally have no real hope in this system. Not for my people. Not for my people. Not even close. The Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that separation is the greatest and only solution. It is very simple. You may not believe in the Bible. That's perfectly fine. Spiritually, I just say it this way. Babylon, Rome, Sodom, Gomorrah, you name it. All the nations that have deviated after a certain point, you cannot trust their leadership and you must separate from their wicked leadership. Our own land, our own schools, our own grocery stores, our own transportation systems. We have enough people. We have enough millionaires. We have enough billionaires. We have enough people who are sincerely tired of being up under this type of system. We have enough. We do. So when people are saying, we don't like people that's just talking all day or saying all these things. Okay, I hear you. Then be serious enough to start putting your brains together and start finding a way to come together. Starting in your house, then going on your block. Start policing your own block. You can do that. Community watch, neighborhood watch. Yeah, it's the neighborhood watching out for itself and its own people. You can do that. You don't need permission to do that. Not segregation, separation. Segregation is when you become separate by a superior power to a lesser power. We are not lesser, nor are we inferior. So it is not segregation. Separation is when two powers agree. So not segregation, because that means it's by the authority and the approval of a superior authority. No, we're not asking. We're not asking. You have to look at how you can establish your own things. Real simple. It's very simple. It's not a crazy idea. Look at how you can establish your own things. Start protecting your own neighborhood, your own house. Look at ways to buy up these gas stations. A lot of them are for sale. Come together on your block. Put the money together. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it. Buy it. Own it. Simple. No more excuses. We have enough millionaires, enough billionaires, enough people with money, enough people with influence. We do. So, next update real quick before I hop off here again. For those of you who are going to be on the meeting that I have every Wednesday night with my members, go to joinfreethinkers.com or click the link in my bio. That's Wednesday. That's after the phone text comes through, and all that. And for those of you, I'm not being funny, but for those of you who will still be with us and you'll be alive and all that, when you turn your phone back on, I guess, for those of you who are going to turn your phone off, if you would like to become a member, you should go to joinfreethinkers.com. We are going to get very detailed in our meeting Wednesday night, a few hours after the alert goes off. Because, again, I really don't like how people mislead the people on here. Okay, next point. Mayor Eric Adams in New York. Mayor Eric Adams in New York. Let me say this really quick to you. And to all of you watching, not necessarily to him, but Mayor Eric Adams. Bought and paid for, y'all. Mayor of New York, Eric Adams. Bought and paid for. Let me say this to you again. Mayor Eric Adams. Bought and paid for. A few months ago, he was pushing the poison heavily. Last year, he was pushing the poison heavily. All right. Then after that, he was pushing for New York to be a safe haven for people coming in. People immigrating from other nations, right? Meaning people coming from Europe and, Cuba and different parts of the world. And he said this will be a safe haven. This is why you have to know very much so about politics. Politics, and this is me as a political science major when I was in college. You don't need to know about politics in order to realize how overcrowded New York is. So I'm going to say this one more time. These bastardized people who are put in place to do certain things that damage human life, you must call them out and you must check them right when they lie. You got to say something straight. New York is so overpacked. People are on top of each other. The the average rent right now in large parts of New York, especially Manhattan, is upwards of $5,000 on average for a studio. They have now packed people in from multiple nations into New York. They're now saying that it is going to cost upwards of $12 billion over the next 3 years to house everybody from these other nations. Rizza, what are you saying? Are you saying that people who come in from other nations, that you disagree with that? Are you saying that that's not cool? No, what I'm saying is you might want to be smart about your own actual capacity to house people. You might want to be smart. You have to be intelligent. As giving as I am, if you give away all your money, you won't have any left. If you offer everyone to come into your house, eventually there will be nowhere for you to sleep. So now you're looking at something where you have to be mindful here. They're going to have a problem so bad in New York, the government is going to have to shut it down. I'm telling y'all now. They're going to have to shut it down. I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what's going on. I'm looking at what's going on, and it is blowing my mind. Because I know so many people in New York. Y'all know how it is. Every time I go to New York, it is nothing but love that I receive from my NY family. Everybody from every borough, from the Bronx to Brooklyn, all the way down to Manhattan, Harlem. Like I get love from all over New York, Jersey, Philly, all of you. I get so much love from y'all. So I have to be honest, the same way I was when I came down there multiple times. The leadership, the governor, Kathy Hochul, I believe, that devil of a woman, they are trying to destroy the people there. I don't know who's behind them. I don't know what the hell is going on. But I'm telling you now, it is about to be worse than it's ever been. LA, they're also bringing in people by the busloads into LA. Reason why I'm even mentioning this is because we as a people have to become a little more intelligent. We have to become a little more intelligent about what takes place in our local government, in our city. We have to become intelligent to see exactly what the hell this means. You have to look at your food capacity. So now let's get to some basic mathematics. Your food, your water, your jobs, your housing, the basic necessities of life. You have to look at this. You have to look at this. America is bringing in people, I believe, because they are trying to, one, continue to suppress black and brown folk, but primarily black folk. Let's just make this clear. So again, you can say whatever you want. Go to your YouTube, cry about it, argue. I don't give a damn. You're not going to say it in person. I'm going to say this again to you. They do not want to repay our people and give us reparations. They don't want to do that. So one thing that they're more willing to do is to bring in people who they know are willing to work jobs for small amounts of money, right? Who are willing to take the disrespect, to be treated damn near as subhuman, and who are going to fight to be here. Why? Because their nation is not as good as this one. They were sold the idea of America, the free, the home of the brave, the American dream. I can do anything. I can become famous. I can do all that. Why? Because the government is going to help me. The biggest part they leave out of this is the government helps you. When you come from these other European nations and certain other nations, and some in the Caribbean, some in Africa, the government helps you. Certain Indian nations, they help you. This is the big difference here. But when you let in 500,000 to 1 million people, pack them in already densely populated cities with low jobs, high crime rates, food quality dropping, food access dropping, you are creating an environment that eventually will explode. The people living there are going to have no choice but to fight against those who are being brought in by the government. And then the government is going to then defend those who they brought in against those who are already living here, to make it seem as though, oh, we're now trying to help. No, they are creating an environment. I'm just telling y'all. Trust me when I tell you this. Get your resources. Make sure you have enough food and water, and make sure you have gold. You might want to get that. You might want to get that. Shout out to my family from all the different nations that are coming in. Much love to y'all. However, let's make this clear. You're coming into the modern Sodom and Gomorrah, Rome, Babylon. Don't get it twisted. I'm going to speak the truth about what this nation has always done. And another side of this that people don't want to mention, when they say, well, people are coming from the Ukraine and people are coming from, Israel or Iraq or India or Somalia or Nigeria or Senegal and all these. A lot of these places are areas that America has either bombed, poisoned their food and water supply, assassinated their leadership, destabilized their economy, destabilized their government and nation to where the people had no choice but to flee somewhere that was safe, where they can at least raise their children and have good food and clean running water. Many of the people coming into America are those who are victims of America's foreign policies. That's what I'm saying in particularly. For those who you really get to the point, that's my damn point. That's my point. Many of those coming into America are people who are direct victims of America's foreign military policies. That is something a lot of people don't even want to mention. That's a huge chunk of exactly what the hell is going on. Of course they want to come over here. You damage their own damn neighborhood, their home, their house. They have nothing, but you're going to pay them to come over here. Okay, America may be trying to pay off some of her sins, but there's no possible way that America could do it. You can't pay off this wicked government has too many sins. Too many. There's no way. America's bombed millions of people. Millions. Y'all, I don't think y'all get this. Millions of people. And if you want to say an eye for an eye, it's not possible. You cannot, man. Okay, that's another side of a conversation that many people don't want to go into. And that's when people start saying, man, Rizza, calm down, chill out. No, you might want to realize, wake the hell up for a quick second. It's not as innocent as you think. Okay? It's not even close to as innocent as you think. And many of you are now having to deal with the fact that you potentially are going to have to fight somebody instead of this enemy who you should be fighting. But they set up somebody else to be an enemy to you, so you can fight them instead of the real enemy. That you better know your enemy, man. I'm going to mention this before I hop off here. Again, this is why you have to become a member on the Free Thinkers. I'm going to plug that again because, yes, that's my private group off of social media, because that's where I get into a lot of different things. Okay? Join freethinkers.com or click the link in my bio. Now, last thing I want to mention here. I was brought on to some recent interviews. People who had courage to bring your brother on. I found this to be interesting. By the way, RizzaIslam.com. Get your natural immunity wins hoodies. And I have some major stuff coming for y'all very soon. Some major stuff coming for y'all. Big. Let me mention this to you. Let me mention this to y'all really quick here. For those who are intelligent, if you are intelligent, throw up a black fist or a brain. As a matter of fact, if you feel that you are intelligent, I'm not saying you feel like you know everything. None of us know everything. But if you feel like you are intelligent, put a brain in the comment section. If you feel that you are intelligent, okay? Doesn't mean that you know everything. I don't know everything. We're constantly learning. Right? Put a brain in the comment section really quick. I was invited to a few platforms. I'm just going to mention two of them really quick. First one that I was invited to. They had courage to bring your brother on. There's a platform by the name of I Never Knew TV. I Never Knew TV. They have interviewed everybody from Yaki Awaken to Judge Joe Brown to Dr. Umar Johnson to Sister Shahrazad Ali. They've interviewed a lot of, legends, elders. They've interviewed some within the legal area, educators, you name it, right? They brought your brother on. They had courage. I said, okay. Very good questions. Very good platform. I recommend you all go and watch the first clip that is up. And I think the second clip will be up by tomorrow, if not Wednesday. I Never Knew TV. Dope platform. Definitely appreciate them. Y'all should go subscribe for sure and continue to watch their interviews there. Next platform. Some of y'all are going to be blown away when you hear this, because I was surprised. I said, oh, you sure? You want to have me on? People who are just coming in are asking about October 4th. If you want to turn your phone off, you can. Will Rizza be doing it? No. Rizza, are you saying you can say whatever you want? Sorry, I don't follow people just because they open their mouth and say something that sounds intelligent. The moment I find out that what you said is not true, very simple. I will not be turning my phone off. Will I keep it a distance away from me? Sure, I do that on average anyway. I do my best to do that. But no, it won't be turned off. If you have an iPhone, it can't be turned off. Just so you know. So let's be logical here. Let's be intelligent. Next platform that invited me on, that made me say, okay, all right, y'all got some courage. I appreciate y'all for bringing your brother on. I do appreciate it. They reached out. They said, man, I think it's time. I think it's time for us to shake up New York one time. I think it's time for us to shake up the platform, shake up YouTube, maybe send a shockwave through the internet. This platform that brought your brother on is called Math Hoffa. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Everybody from Fat Joe to LL Cool J, Lil Boosie, you name it, have been on this platform. And they brought your brother on. I said, oh. Somebody said, I knew it. Let me just let you know something really quick. The questions on point. The dialogue on point. The different back and forth going into the different areas of the topic on point. Conversation on point. Shout out to our family over at Math Hoffa. My Expert Opinion is the name of the podcast. Powerful conversation. Powerful conversation. I will mention that to y'all. You have a lot of platforms that are nervous to have Brother Rizza Islam on. I was laughing. You have a lot of platforms nervous to have me on there. Seriously, y'all. You'd be surprised. A lot of people who I sit down with, they tell me how nervous they were to reach out and have me on. A lot of them. You have a lot of platforms nervous to have me on, and it's interesting, but after you get done having all the rappers on and the actors and the athletes on, okay, eventually you're going to have to get to the people that I would say the people want to hear from for specific things. I'll just say it that way. And yeah, you have no choice but to bring us on. So some of these platforms, I Never Knew TV, dope. Math Hoffa, dope. Definitely appreciate y'all for bringing me on. Other platforms, however, there's some of these other platforms. Some of these other platforms are heavily controlled. Heavily. And I mean heavily controlled. Some of them might get it. They don't want to get potentially whatever. Demonetized, targeted. Okay. Whatever. Okay, we're all gonna die someday, die for something, but whatever, fine. Business wise, I get you. Just leave me the hell alone. That's all. I get it. You want to come hang out with me, be in the back of, hey, Rizza, how you doing, bro? I can't be seen with you publicly, but I support you, man. I love what you're doing. It's only so long that will even be a factor. Some of you are gonna have to grow some testicles for real. And stop with that hiding and being very soft and scared. I get it. That's why I don't call y'all out unless you need to be called out. But other than that, I don't, because I get it. I get it. But I shouldn't have to get it. And you shouldn't have to give it. It shouldn't be a reality. We have to stop being afraid, is my point, of bringing those on who speak on the truth. Somebody said 85 South. Oh, yeah, I've been on 85 South. Shout out to our brother, DC Young Fly, Chico Bean, and Carlos Miller, and the whole team at 85 South. YouTube, Rizza Islam, 85 South. Powerful conversation. Powerful conversation. Somebody said, grow some, because at this point, it's really whatever. But the point was, that was very powerful. I definitely appreciate it. Last thing I want to mention, I know I said last thing was that, but so I Never Knew TV brought your brother on. Make sure you go and watch that. And of course, Math Hoffa brought your brother on. I definitely appreciate our brother and the whole team at Math Hoffa's My Expert Opinion, for bringing me on. Definitely powerful. Definitely, again, appreciative of that interview and the hospitality and love that was in New York. Always love my family from New York, in New York, and my family all over the planet. Y'all know this. Get some gold. I'm going to say this heavily, like I always tell my members in my Free Thinkers group. Get gold. Gold coins that can be cashed in. Gold is skyrocketing because the dollar is dropping even further down. Get some gold. You can also get silver coins, gold coins and silver coins. All right, I get some gold and silver. Get some gold and silver, y'all. When you know your source, you don't walk in fear. Keep making it happen. I appreciate that. Absolutely. I was asked that question. As a matter of fact, on Math Hoffa, I was asked that question. You know, like, are you afraid of death? Are you afraid of assassination? Are you afraid of being a martyr? Are you afraid of... No, I'm not. When you live your purpose, you live it. That's all. When you live your purpose, you live it. You're just living your purpose. That's all. Don't be foolish. Be mindful. Be watchful. You know, be aware. Be intelligent with how you move. But I'm definitely not afraid. Not even close. Because I'm living in my purpose. So if Allah chooses for me to go, I'm pleased with that. But if he chooses for me to stay, I'm pleased with that too. And therefore, I absolutely will walk in my purpose wholeheartedly. I'd rather be one of those who walks in your purpose truthfully now versus those who pretend or are soft about it, wait till they get a lot of money and potentially become free from this enemy. And then 10, 20, maybe 30 years, if they're still alive, all of a sudden start speaking some truth. I'm not playing that weak ass game with y'all. Pardon me. I'm not playing that weak donkey game. Technical name for an ass is a donkey. I'm not playing that damn game. Some of you are pitiful as hell. Your children are not going to like you. Some of you, as they grow older and more wiser, some of you children are going to look at you like you are a damn disgrace because you waited too long to do what was needed a long time ago. Anyway, so I'm going to hop off of here. For those of you who would like to become a member of the Free Thinker Society, yes, Wednesday after the alert is going to go off, what they're saying, right? They said, 2 o'clock to 2:20. 2 o'clock to 2:20 Pacific Standard Time. People saying, turn off your phones, do all that. Rizza Islam will not be turning off his phone. Rizza, turn it off. Something's going to happen. Okay, by the way, if it would have happened to me, it would have happened a long time ago. So I'm not going to turn my phone off because that's the least of my worries is a phone. Right now, just so y'all know, least of my worries is a phone. Right now, I just recommend that all of you get some sense. Use the knowledge that you have. Build on it. Become more intelligent. Prep. Make sure you have your gold, your silver, your water at home, the food you need. Make sure your family will be able to be taken care of. Do your best to get away from the nonsense happening in the world. Focus, educate yourself, exercise, pray, meditate. Detox from social media at least once or twice a week, please. Please. And don't listen nor follow people who are cowardly, soft, weak, punctified Negroes and negresses that when it comes to the topic of this government or the evil in the world, they get soft. But when it comes to judging you, they get real hard. Stop listening to people like that. I can't stand them. Do your best to stand on truth, stand with God, stand with the universe, stand with what you know builds us as a people. I love y'all. I pray Allah blesses you. Become a member of Free Thinkers. Click the link in the bio or go to joinfreethinkers.com. Y'all have a good night. Peace, peace, peace. We out of here, baby.
So I had those same questions about October 4th. I didn't really do a whole lot of digging on it. I heard everything, same thing y'all heard. And as for the video, appreciate your questions with answer. I never knew about the whole whatever supposed to trigger this. I can't remember the word he said he called, but trigger something from that C19 thing. So I was waiting on Brother Rizza to speak on it, so he did it right on time. I'm glad I caught the live. And I recorded it for y'all because I know a lot of y'all may or may not have Instagram or don't follow Brother Rizza on other sites or however it goes. So I do this. I don't do it just for the views. I do it for the information. You know what I mean? I know a lot of people only maybe on YouTube, or some of us are maybe only on Facebook. So it'd be a lot to follow. So I try to catch it where I can catch it for y'all. I know a majority of everybody be on YouTube though. What was the other thing he spoke about? The goal, getting your finances together. I'm still working on that. You know, gold actually went down. It's about 1,800 and some change per ounce. A few months or a few weeks ago it was 19, and another time, not too long ago, it was at $2,000 an ounce. So another thing we need to really pay attention to, man. You cannot depend on cash, man. Cash is trash. So you need something that's gonna hold its value, man. And silver, gold coins, gold bars, gold ounce, however you get it. Jewelry, you can melt it. I don't know. Got to get your food together. You know, always in the final call, there's this page, Watch the Weather, about disaster preparedness. We see what's going on, what happened in New York. Speaking of New York, what brother said about New York, the overpopulation and bringing in so many of these immigrants or whatnot, and putting them against each other over the resources. And you know, it's a whole lot going on, man. The fall of America is in full effect right now, so it's a lot you got to pay attention to. You know, we pay attention to a lot on social media, but you know, even for some of us that know what we know, still moving a little too lightly and softly and comfortable. It's not really a time for that. Not really a time to be on the BS right now. And you know, it ain't all doom and gloom, but it is a lot going on. And if you don't really pay attention to it, when it comes, it shock you. You know what I mean? It catch you off guard. But if you already anticipating and, you know, and waiting on it to come, the blow ain't as hard. Like, you know, the power went out over here like 2 days ago. Power was out for a few hours, but luckily I had went and got a little powerhouse bank, whatever it is. And man, I was in the house chilling. I'm talking about, it was completely dark outside, and you know, it was expected for the power to be off about 3 hours. It was off about 2 hours or so. But I had this power bank, and man, I'm in the house watching TV. I got the lights on. I'm chilling, using my hotspot on my phone. So I learned from the last few times. Little cheap little power box, that on brand is at Walmart. So I'm looking to another one. But that was just, it was a good trial run. I mean, I drained it because I was using the TV, but whatever. So October 4th tomorrow, and excuse me, I was tasting my food. Came outside. I didn't feel like setting up and recording in there. I was trying to catch this last little bit of sun before I get ready to eat. October 4th, hey man, like I said, I was waiting on Brother Rizza myself. I didn't know what I was gonna do as far as my phones. And like you say, hell, Thursday, you know, if they was waiting on you for Wednesday, I mean, they tracking and listening all the time. So if you waiting on one particular day, I mean, what the hell is that gonna do? Really, like, you know what I mean? I thought about it on that side of it, but what is cutting your phone off on one day? And like you said, they can turn it on remotely. So you know, you can't even take the batteries out these damn things like you used to. So you know that was a tactic as well. So you can't even turn these, literally turn them off all the way. Not like you used to. You remember them old phones, you drop it and that thing breaking the three pieces. Now the only thing you replacing is the screen nowadays. So, you know, but take whatever precaution you're gonna take if you feel it's necessary. We'll see what happened on the 5th. Like the brother said, it is some type of tactic to, I guess, locate everybody and prepare for whatever they're gonna prepare for. So you always got to be training, taking the steps you need. You can't just be too comfortable, man. It's not the time to be lollygagging and just doing what you want to do. You got to be preparing for you, yourself, your family, other people. It's a lot going on, but we all seem like we got a lot of other stuff going on. And then when something hits you, you look crazy. We all look crazy. So you gotta prepare, man. And I ain't gonna run my mouth too long, but I had to come over here and give my commentary because YouTube be tripping. Know what they mean. And the brother did not mention any shots by name, so YouTube don't go tripping on my video about whatever y'all may or may not say about it. Cut that out. So that's pretty much all I got to say, man. Get together, practice and prepare. Get your money together. Get your food together. Get your fasting and your eating together. And train, get your health. There's a lot to do, but it ain't like it can't be done. We do so much of everything else. There's really no excuse, man. So put your phone wherever you're gonna put it at tomorrow, and we'll see you on Thursday. Peace.